Now it's recording in progress. Thank you. It's a Thursday. It's Thursday right now. Right. Okay. Good thing the first one like didn't really matter. So anyway, so I get a folder, right? So the first property or after we do our tour, right? Then I go up and then so we pretty much like sit down and then I ask them again. Hey, by the way, Alexandra, like you told me, I mean, Lexi, you mentioned that, you know, the only reason that you're actually thinking about renting is because you don't have a down payment. Well, what down payment did you think it was? Right, and then we have a conversation. Well, the reason I'm letting you know is because I actually did a monthly affordability in regards to this property. So this property is $3,500 and you said that that's your monthly budget, correct? So then I show them, by the way, for $3,500, you could actually own a property. And what I do is that I know that it's the first time home buying, so I would put on the thing my first time home buyers guide. And then within, so if you guys can see on this monthly affordability, it actually tells them if their PITI for a monthly budget of $3,500 with a 3.5% down, they could actually purchase a home that is $552,000. And remember, all of this is like, you know, we're trying to entice them and whatever not. And then this is when they're gonna tell us, oh, but then, you know, I credit my dad, whatever. But at least I've already put in the seed and letting them know like, hey, for $3,500, you could actually pay for your mortgage instead of your landlord's. Yeah. Right? Hey, for $3,500, you could actually own this home and do whatever you want with it and actually be part of your savings account instead of your, you know, just regular savings, your bank savings account, right? So whether or not they do it right there and then and change, or in about a year, at least they already know. Especially right now, all buyers, they have this notion that all down payments are 20%, which isn't true, right? But see, as you guys can see over here, it actually tells them the home price range, depending on the down payment that they do. And this is according to a 30-year loan, a 3.375 interest rate, and the APR, you don't even have to do that. But it tells you from 3.5% down payment to 20% down payment, this is your purchase price that you could actually afford. And so then what I do is then I show them, by the way, with the property that you're looking at, like this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with the same 1,500 square feet, I print out listings. Hey, for this property, as you can see, it says 3.5% down payment, you could afford a $552,000. But if you look at the listings I sent you, there's actually one, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, that's only $500,000, right? So that means your monthly is actually going to be $3,500 less, or it could be at $563 if you have like a 5% down payment, right? So then that's when the whole conversation starts. And then I try to have them get pre-approved by our lender or their lender. Like, why don't we go ahead? So they're gonna start thinking about it and they're gonna be like, well, yeah, that's actually like a really good idea. Like, maybe we should try it. Maybe let's go and, you know, because there's not gonna be any harm. And this is what's great about it. If they talk to a lender and get their, and they will get their credit run, guess what? You guys can use that. If they decide, oh, you know what, we're not gonna do it, we're just gonna go ahead and do rent instead, right? You can use their FICO scores for the rental. So you don't have to do it again. So it's kind of like a win-win for them, you know, in a way, like they're saving the $35 per person, you know, to not per person, but $35 to run the credit, and they actually have all 3 bureaus. And then you could actually tell the agent like, hey, we have a FICO from all 3 bureaus from an actual mortgage company, right? So it's actually much stronger for them. Even if it's all of them, again, if you guys are saving them $35 each, because, and then that report is good for 30 days. You know what I mean? So then they don't, so if there's one rental that they didn't get, then, oh, okay, then you can just keep using that instead of having them keep doing rent spree. So that's part of how I would do it. Let's just say they did it and they said like, you know what, Luisa, we want to wait, blah, 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 in 1 year. Perfect, no worries. We will go ahead and wait. They found a property, they really like it, right? So that one property that they show them, they're interested, they like it. So if they don't want to do the whole mortgage thing, then you guys go into rent spree. Rent spree is free for you guys, for all agents. And it's this, and you just log in. I'm gonna log in on here because it's on my computer. And then you basically just put in the address. Why not? Oh, geez, Luisa. Anyways, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time. But you just put in an address, and what a rent spree does, it sends them a link for them to go ahead and do the application. Okay, again, it's free for you guys, and then you guys don't have to worry about the money. They pay right on the website. Okay, and then once it's done, it gets sent to you. Okay, and then you can review everything on there and then send it to the listing agent. Now there's gonna be some listing agent that's gonna tell you like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and send them the link, and then they can go ahead and do that. I personally would not do that because then I wanna know where my clients is standing at. And plus, I don't want the other agent to have their information, right? Because they have their contact information, they're gonna have their emails. So then the listing agent can be like, hey, I got your application. Then you're like nowhere to be found, right? Okay, so I would be like, oh, thank you, but I actually have my own link. I will go ahead and send them, or I'll just say like, oh, I already sent them the application. So once I have it, I'll forward it to you, okay? So they will charge your client, so let them know that it is $30 per anyone that's 18 and over that's going to be living in that unit. Okay, so you need to disclose that so they're not like freaking out like, oh, what, I didn't know that, blah, blah, blah. And like just tell them like, yeah, it's like anyone, you know, per the seller or per the landlord, anyone that's 18 over needs to be, the credit needs to be right. Okay, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but in order to, especially right now, most landlords want at least 700 FICO, right? And income is usually 2.5% of the rent. So if it's 3,500, so you like 3,500 times 2.5% of that, that has to be their annual income. Okay, so like let's say it was 3,500, let's say 5,000. Yeah, about 5,500. So 5,500 per month is what they need to show as their income in total. So let's say if there's 3 people that's working, it's 5,500 to 6,000 a month, then they're good. Like the clients will be like, the landlord will be like, oh, okay, great. Now let's look at their FICO. Okay, so any questions so far? Am I going fast? Are you guys good?
I do have a quick question. You said the $30 fee, is that for each application? Say they don't get approved for this property, they'll have to reapply for another one and pay $30?
Oh, good question. Yes. So yes and no. So this is where you contact the listing agent. Okay, and you basically say like, hey, Lexi, we actually just sent in an application and we just read an application about like less than a week ago. Is it okay if I use the same rent spree? And then it's up to the listing agent. They'll say no. If they're mean, they'll say no. And like, no, they need to like do another one, which just doesn't make sense to me, but yeah. So you can talk to them and they'll, you know, oh, if it's less than 7 days, yeah, definitely send it over. And then you just send it over to them, the application.
Within how close of a time frame?